Greetings, welcome back to the What's New video series for the AtHomeNet Classic Community Website Service. Today I'll be going over the new enhancements that we're releasing for December 2008. This month we've done a number of enhancements in the eForms feature and a few other areas, so let's go ahead and log in and take a look at what's new. I'm going to log in here as a community administrator, and we're going to go over to Resources eForms. And we'll go ahead and go down here to this violation report eForm that I set up as a sample. And the first thing I want to show you is that we now have the ability, or you now have the ability, to add multiple attachment type fields to your eForm. In the past we only supported a maximum of one attachment field to an eForm, but now we've increased that to being able to support up to 10 attachment fields. So what it's going to do is still check the maximum size of the attachments that get loaded by people filling out these forms, and will enforce that they can't be more than the maximum limit, which by default is 2 megabytes, but we can also change that limit for your community if you want, so that you can accept larger attachments if you wish. You'll also notice at the bottom here we've added that timeout countdown clock so that people who are filling out particularly long or involved eForms don't get so wrapped up in it that they end up timing out their web session and losing everything they've typed. So let's go ahead and scroll down and edit this eForm and take a look at some other enhancements. The next addition we made was this new screen message after submission field that you can add when you're entering a new eForm or editing an eForm. And this lets you add a custom message that shows to the person as soon as they submit the eForm. You can use this to provide further directions, or if you have a link off to another area of the website that you want to send them to, you would just type that in right there. And then finally, we're going to edit the eForm fields on this form and show you that we have added the ability for you to autofill the home phone number. We had, I think, 10 other autofill fields, and we went ahead and added this extra one this past month. So this will automatically fill in the home phone number of the user from the user's profile if you attach it to a field type. Just a little bit of a time saver there for your residents. Next, I'm going to go ahead and switch over to the events calendar under News. And what we did in here was we made a change to show both the start and the end time on events. In the past it only showed the start time, but here in the monthly view it shows the start time, end time. If I go to a daily view, you'll notice that it now shows start time, end time, and if I go to the compact view it also shows start time, end time. So hopefully that will help a little bit. The next item can be a handy feature, particularly in larger communities, and we're happy to announce this. If you go to the address book under Resources, you'll see a new category right here at the top called Friends, and it's not actually an address book category that's been added in the traditional sense. This is actually our new Friends List feature, and if I click on it, what I'm going to get, it's a private directory in effect, a list of friends of mine within the community. And it's going to provide a bit more info, a bit more contact info than the standard directory listing. So in order for me to add additional friends to this list, all I have to do is find them in the address book, which I can do any of the traditional ways. I can go by category, I can list by street name, I can search. In this case I'm just going to go ahead and search under Jones, and we'll add Kathy and Mark Jones here. When I get to their individual profile page, you'll notice this new icon for Add to Friends List. If I want to add them to my friends list, I'd click on that, and it's going to go ahead and add them here and go ahead and pre-populate all their information in my friends list. The nice thing here is this is an easy way to keep updated contact information for all your friends in one quick to get to location. If any of these people change any of their contact information in their user profile on the website, my friends list page will get automatically updated, so it can be quite a bit easier than digging through a really large address book in large communities. By default, we set this feature up to be available to anybody with a security level of 50 or lower, so typically your residents will be able to use this new feature. If you want to tone that down and make it available to fewer people, or if you want to remove this feature completely, all you need to do is contact us and we can change the setting to lower that security level or to completely remove this feature on your website. Speaking of settings, we've added 6 new settings that you can change to give you greater control over your community website. So if I go to the admin menu here and click on our settings feature, which we added a couple of months back, you'll notice 6 new settings, starting here with the folder and item icon setting. What this does is allow you to control the little icons that show up in many areas of the website. I'm going to turn it on and jump over here to the announcements feature, and you'll notice these little folder icons, or if I click on a particular category, it will come up with these little item icons, or if I went to the address book, there'd be little person icons there. Those icons are in many areas of the website. If I don't like those or don't want those on my website, I can simply go into this folder and item icon section, turn those off, click Save Changes, and those icons will all go away. The next element is Homes for Sale and Homes for Lease listing format. Right now it's set to box listing. There's 2 different styles, single line listing and box listing. Box listing is probably the more preferable. A lot of people are using that these days. It's a newer listing format. It shows you a lot of information all on one screen. If I change back to the single line listing format, I'll show you what that looks like, and go back to for sale, homes for sale. It's just a more slimmed down. You have to actually click on the listing to get to the detail for it. So again, that's a personal preference item. If you prefer one view over the other, you can simply change it right here. The next item is a login request custom text. And what that lets you do is adjust any custom wording that you might want at the top of the login request form that's on the public side of your website. And a number of communities will want to give you special instructions here or other things like that. So you can do that simply by typing that information here and clicking Save Changes, and it will show up the next time somebody goes to the login request form. The next item, going back to the Homes for Sale and Homes for Lease feature, you noticed when I was in there a couple minutes ago, there's a map link that will take you to a Google map of this particular address. What we found is some communities, particularly newer communities that may not have their addresses contained in the Google map database yet, this can be confusing because when you click on it, it can't find the address, so it just pulls up a map of the United States. So if that's the case for your community, you can simply go in here and pull up the Maps and Homes for Sale and Lease and turn that feature off, and it will remove that map link for you. The next 2 items we added this month are a little geeky. They're kind of behind the scenes stuff, but they're meta description tag and meta keyword tags. And some communities like modifying these because they show up and are available for search engines to find and give search engines a little bit more information about your website and what your community is all about. So if you want to change that information, you can do so here. If you have any questions about this, you can give somebody in our support department a call, and they'll be happy to give you some more information about these 2 elements and what you might want to put in those categories. Next, we have a neat new feature you can use to determine if your community is getting the full benefit of your website. So under Admin, and if I go to Statistics menu, you'll see a new item here right at the top called Account Feature Review. And what this does is when I click on it, it's going to go search through your menu structure, list every feature that we offer, and show a green light next to it if you're using that feature right now, if you have that feature on your menu, and a little red light if you are not taking advantage of that particular feature. So it lets you quickly see all the features that we have, that we offer with our service, and whether or not you're taking advantage of them. And then up here at the top is a link that you can click on that will take you to a form you can fill out to go ahead and request any features that you see that you're not using but that you might want to use. So hopefully, I think you'd be surprised at how many features you may not be taking advantage of. Hopefully everyone's going to go out and check this out every once in a while, just to make sure they're taking full advantage of all the tools that we offer in our community website service. And then finally, the last item is a couple of new email bulletin templates that we've released this month. There's actually 4 of them. The first one is a community get-together announcement template. We have another Happy Holidays template just to keep that theme going. A welcome to the neighborhood or welcome home template. And finally, looking forward, a Happy Valentine's Day template that you can use. And all of these features, if you're not, or all these templates, if you're not already aware of that, you would get to by simply, as an administrator, going to the email bulletins feature, and then you can drop down this list and you'll see we actually now have 49 pre-designed custom templates that you can select from. If you wanted to grab one and say announce your new website, click on that and it's going to go ahead and pull that template up in your rich text editor. And then you would simply go in here and change the text of the wording inside the template to match what you want to say to your community and send that out to everybody. So those are kind of nice tools. So I hope that you find something useful in this month's enhancement list, and as always we encourage and appreciate your feedback on these or any other enhancements or bug fixes you might think that we should make. Make sure to email those to support@athomenet.com. I want to thank you for your time today and for your business, and we'll see you again in 2009 with some great new enhancements. Happy New Year.